Okay, thank you. Goeiemôre julle, good morning. Alright, it's Vrijdagmiddag, here we go. We are on page 3-4 of the HSE workbook, and of course, this is some knowledge that every grade 12 needs to be aware of and to be able to apply. We're going to talk about the different components that you can find in a standard roof truss. Okay, ons gaan praat oor die verskillende benoemings van 'n dakkap. Hierdie net vir interessantheid is 'n SA tipe dakkap. South African type roof truss. It's basically our own idea. You of course get different designs, but this specific design is a SA type roof truss. Okay, let's look at, in this question, of course, they asking us to insert the given labels according to the acceptable standards and conventions. So of course this list will be helpful for us, but we are just going to talk us through the different components here, and I'd like you to keep up with me. Okay, so kom ons begin hier in die boeke en gaan ons so in die ronde. Here we have a ridging, nokbedekking. So what happens is, I can just get mine. You've got two sheets of galvanized sheeting coming together at the top, and there's a gap in between them, right? And so that ridge plate goes over it for weather protection. That's basically water, dust, wind, okay? And it covers, it's called ridging, and Afrikaans nokbedekking. So you can write that in if you want to, and we'll continue on that. All right, then they have for us, we go to the right hand side, they're talking about the equally spaced purlins here. Gelyk, ewe gespasieerde, hulle noem dit wiplatte. Wiplatte in Afrikaans, it is purlins, P-U-R-L-I-N in English. Now, this specific, I personally would have changed the layout of this because that, in size, they are 50 by 75. Okay, alright, so standard normally of these are 50 by 75 to have the necessary strength. I think in this specific one they've said 38 by 75, but honestly I've never seen a 38 by 75 purlin in my life, and I've seen a lot of roofs. So just update that to 50 by 75 when we get to it on the left hand side. But they are equally spaced, and that's where they're going to, there's going to be a roof nail going through there, so it keeps the ridge and the galvanized corrugated roof sheeting onto the roof. All right, there's another roof nail, and it's evenly spaced. You can look at most roofs outside which have corrugated iron sheetings. You can actually see on the outside those roof screws. Okay, then if we get to the roof end here, and this is the part that you will really draw many times, that I'm confident. Hierdie gaan jy hele klomp kere teken in siviel. And if we look at the different parts here, that's beam filling, bulk filling in Afrikaans. That's just where between these roof trusses, they build it up with the brick wall so that birds can't fly in and dust can't come in, but it's a beam filling. In between the different beams, it is filled up with brick all the way to the bottom. So maybe, can I ask you, when do you think they do the beam filling? Right at the end. After, so they build the roof up to wall plate height, put in the wall plate, then they put on the roof actual, and then once the roof with the sheeting is on, then someone goes, before they close this end, and they just build up the beam filling all the way up to the bottom of the corrugated iron. Okay. Alright, then there's at the end of this a shaped purlin used for fastening. Now, it's very rare that any contractor will do that, because what they're doing is, you can see that there's an angle being cut on that purlin. I have also rarely seen anybody do that in practice, but it is of course good practice if you could do that, because it gives extra fastening space for our fascia. Okay, then we have our gutter, ons geet, ons het ons afvoerpyp, downpipe. Now just while I'm here, let me remind you, they will sometimes ask you, what does R, W, D, P stand for? Rain, water, down, pipe. In Afrikaans vra hulle vir my, wat beteken RWAP? En dit is 'n reënwater afvoerpyp. Jy moet dit maar ken, hulle gaan dit vir jou vir 'n feit vra. Okay. Then you have, we talked about the fascia board, die fascie board, fascia board. Okay. Die fascie, F-A-S-S-I-E. Hy is daar op my lys. Fascie board. En hy is gewoonlik 228 by 22. 228, so it's a nice long, and that you can see running on the outside of the roof. It closes up this end. What does it do? If you not put maybe it's something to fasten the gutter on, but if you don't have a gutter, what does it do? It protects the ends of these beams so that they're not exposed to wind and rain and all of that and rot. Okay, and then just I want to tell you here, they've done here a closed eave, what's it now? Two cup, nee? Die oorhang is toe, so that birds can't fly in here and make nests, and it's a neater finish at the end of the day. But okay, again, just take note of that. Then if we go to the inside of this room, we have here on the end, we have our corners, jou kroonlys wat daai afwerk, onthou, jou plafondborde gaan nie kom al die pad tot teen aan die muur noodwendig nie, so die kroonlys is om hom af te rond, nee. That corners there, the reason for that is just to finish off, because your ceiling board isn't necessarily going to go all to the end. I did say that is your wall plate, and that one is actually on the other side as well. So let's go on. Here we have branding. They are 38 by 38. Okay, branding. Dwars latte. And they are also evenly spaced here. Dwars latte all the way through. And that's normally about 400. The spacing here. Center to center. From the center to one to the other one, it's 400. Alright. Sometimes you see ceilings and you stand at the bottom and you see it's got a little bit of a dip in. Have you seen that kind of waves in ceilings? That's why the initially when they put this in, maybe the contractor wanted to save money, so he did every second one, and it's fine for the first year, but very soon that ceiling starts sagging and you can know it's a contractor that saved on branding. Alright, then if we look here, that's the pitch. Die helling is natuurlijk net 'n grade, pitch of helling in Afrikaans. This one is the queen post, of in Afrikaans die kap balk, queen post. Then what will this one be? The king. Okay, king post, queen post. Alright, and they are 38 by 114. Die grootte. 38 by 114. Okay. Alright, then we continue here on the inside. Okay, just quickly pay some attention to here. We've got two walls here. We've got a load-bearing wall, lasdraande muur. How do I know that? Well, it's got a wall plate. And so my roof is resting on this outer wall. Your inside walls, when using roof trusses like this, are non-load bearing. Nie lasdraande muur. Okay? Nie lasdraande. So jy kan tegnies, van meeste huise in Suid-Afrika, kan jy, as jy net dubbel seker maak, maar moet nie my woord daarvoor vat nie, maak eers seker, maar meeste van die mure is, aan die binnekant is nie lasdraand. So jy kan tegnies, as jy huis koop, al die mure uitstaan aan die binnekant en vir jou nuwe mure bou soos wat jy wil, want die dak rus op die buitekant. So in South Africa, most walls on the inside is non-load bearing. Yes, they're going up to the bottom of, but it's not touching the roof truss. I know it's drawn right next to it, but normally it's not even touching that roof truss. It's non-load bearing. Okay. This truss was anyway designed to only rest on the outside. All right, let's continue. Then you've got here evenly spaced. So you've got the whole distance between walls onto which the roof is attached. That's this entire long one here. It's the span of the roof truss. It's from the inside on this side all the way to the inside. That's the span. Okay. Span. Afrikaans is die span. Dis die lang hier onder. Maar dan moet jy daardie span in gelyke dele verdeel om te weet waar is jou kappaal en waar is jou hoofkap. Nee. To know where's the queen post, it's going to be halfway in the one half. The king post, of course, is right in the middle. Okay. Then again here, they're just showing you the center to center equally spaced branding. Alright, then you have the ceiling board, plafond board daarso. Okay, then we're getting to the load bearing wall that they showed us. We've spoken about the wall plate. That's 114 by 38. And let's continue up here. This here is our gang nails, an Afrikaans spykerplaat, gang nails, spykerplaat. You could see that. That's how they join our roof truss together. And then we have here on the top, we have our galvanized roof sheeting of gegalvaniseerde sinkplaat. And the last one, the purlin. Can I quickly, while we with this purlin, okay, can I just help you out here? Remember, there's a spacing. This purlin is carrying a roof, right? If this purlin is 38 by 75, flat like that, all right? Do you agree with me that it will be easy to bend, right? So that, if you go to the shop and you actually buy a purlin, it's going to be a 50 by 75. I write your letter for it. And when I put it down, I'm going to put it on its, let's say that's the top of the truss, I'm going to put it like this. Okay, because if I put pressure then on the top, it's like this ruler here. It cannot bend if it's got a thickness to it. Okay, it's much better support. So just take note, when you draw this, you can draw it like I'm going to do here. There's the truss running. Then I've got my 50 by 75, and then that runs on top of it. Sorry. There you go. So this detail, I've just redrawn. That detail there should look like this. I've got my roof truss, and then a 50 by 75. That's a 90-degree angle, and that is my roof sheeting. That is the correct way. Okay, please take note of that. All right, so we talked that through. A quick overview of a SA type roof truss. Hope that gives you some insight. We're going to do more on actually how to get this drawn, but just for the overview so that you have knowledge on the different components. Thank you for watching. Now it's your turn.